so much to the incredible doctors that are here that understand the oath they took doesn't end at any border. And so thank you so much. As you all know, it's April, and April is not only a celebration, of course, of spring, but it's also understanding that Genocide Awareness Month is this month. And that genocide, again, anywhere must be called out. But this month is much more than just a moment of reflection and understanding and awareness. It must be met with unwavering commitment and action, and ending all forms of violence and oppression against all people. I love that when you see Doctors Against Genocide, what does that say? It says, not another child, not another hospital. This is incredible. You see it in anything that, again, they stand for. I don't care if it's in the Senate side or in the House side, when they do actions all across the Capitol Hill and making sure they understand, again, the importance of calling out and saving lives, again, no matter faith or ethnicity. We're experiencing a genocide and mass atrocities as we speak right now in Gaza, in Lebanon, Sudan, and Congo. Whole generation of families and communities are being wiped out with our own tax dollars and weapons. Shame. Shame! You know, today is tax day, and I've talked to so many people that say when they fill it out, they're always wondering, God, is this going to be used to kill another child? We all already know our government is committing war crimes in Iran, massacring young schoolgirls, and then lying about it. The president is threatening genocide against the Iranian civilization. Donald Trump already asked for $200 billion more for his unlawful war on Iran. This is an addition to the $1.5 trillion that he wants for the Department of War this year. A department that literally has not passed 8 audits in a row. Think about that. It's ridiculous and shameful and inhumane that our tax dollars, again, are being used to fund genocide and war crimes. Last year, Republicans cut $1 trillion of health care, and you all know this. Millions of our neighbors were kicked off of the Affordable Care Act, and we can, have a conversation about our healthcare system. But cutting people off of access to healthcare, that is literally a death sentence for so many of our families. But they have no problem, not once, to spend money on endless wars. They come up with money, bombs, destruction, death funding like this. I watch them while I beg them for money for clean water, while I go through the schools in my district that have garbage bags over fountains. Our little babies are passing by because the water is so contaminated. But they can't seem to find money for that. Shame! We all know that we should be spending money to be able to have health care for every single neighbor across our country, to make sure that our children have access, again, to clean water, to making sure that our unhoused neighbors are able to get access to housing, to give every member of our communities opportunity to thrive, not just survive. But also, shame on them in trying to take our right to speak up and right to dissent. The right to dissent is an American value. That's how we protect our democracy. So all of you in the sea of white coats, thank you for exercising your right to dissent and saying we don't want $1 being spent on genocide. You know, our government continues to send these blank checks for war crimes and ethnic cleansing. And children across the country are being murdered by bombs and bullets that are made here in the United States. You know, I am so ashamed when sometimes you see the videos and they pull up the debris and you see made in the USA. It just kills me inside again. We're supposed to be the land of the free. We're supposed to be standing up. We signed on to the Genocide Convention. Yet here we are treating a whole population as if they're disposable, as if they're less human. But we must hold individual perpetrators accountable and complicit corporations accountable. Even as we end this genocide, inshallah, one day, we must hold them accountable. They are war criminals, and again, they must be held, again, to justice, and again, to be able to see, again, them being held accountable from the public. We must stop sending any weapons at all right now to the genocidal government of Israel. You all know and you see it, the indiscriminate bombing all throughout Lebanon. It's shameful when I have to sit and embrace a mother in my community who says her whole village is gone. Literally, it's memories. It's incredibly painful. But what I hear from her is how incredibly dehumanizing it is that she lives here and she feels completely invisible to her own government. That somehow her pain and her suffering doesn't matter. So we must push back against and reject those that continue to try to police our words and try to tell us that we can't even call it a genocide. Shame on them. Shame! And shame on them for sitting there trying to gaslight people, mislead folks that we're standing up for anything but saving lives. When I tell people, talk to a doctor that came back. They have done missionary work. Many people behind me have done missionary work all over the world. And they said they have never seen anything like it. When a man, literally from California, a doctor, went to Gaza, he said, I've done missionary. This is maybe my 6th time. He said, I help fire victims. I help make sure they can have a life that they can thrive and they can be able to, again, get the access to healthcare and be able, again, to get the services they need. He said, Rashida, I was never trained to treat a child that has been exposed to white phosphorus. To watch a child, he said it was 8 years old, watching their skin literally being burned alive, just the oxygen in itself, burning its flesh of a child. So when they sit there and try to gaslight us and saying, stop it, you don't need to do this, calling it collateral damage, shame. Shame! To try to say it's not a war crime, shame. Shame! To think right now that many of my colleagues are silent right now about what's happening in Lebanon. They're literally not saying one word about what is happening. Shame! Yet it is us, the primary funder and investor in this genocide and ethnic cleansing campaign. I want American people to know, these doctors behind me, I don't speak for every single one, but I know this. They want to invest in life, not death. They want to stop funding death and destruction, and they want to fund programs that help people live a beautiful, thriving life. And so shame on you for attacking them, for holding their oath of the work that they have to do as a doctor, and then making sure that there is no borders or lines where it stops. So thank you all so much for your incredible courage. You give credibility, literally, for people like myself and others who are fighting and advocating and holding these members accountable in the House of Representatives as well as the Senate. You come with the real data and information. A child is a child. A hospital is a hospital. A school is a school. And discriminate bombing is indiscriminate bombing. Using white phosphorus literally on a civilian population is a war crime. And so as you all continue to do that and show up in this way, know that it is working. More and more people are starting to see, again, the human impact, the human suffering that is happening, even as members of Congress try to erase it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You all know I come from a beautiful district that always has my back. But when they see this inspires them to continue to try to work in their own communities in Michigan. This inspires them to know that they're not alone. So thank you to Doctors Against Genocide for always doing the right
thing. Thank you, Rashida. One more time, Rashida, please. Thank you.